Rebecca, your reaction to the news that ITV are now considering axing this morning altogether?
It's difficult, really, because I feel pretty awful for the people who I know who are still there, and obviously they are being tarnished with this very unfortunate brush. They can cancel this morning for all I care to a certain extent, but the problem's not going to stop there. The problem is with ITV and the powers that be. ITV has become, if GB News is the home of free speech, ITV is the home of you are absolutely not allowed to say whatever you want. You have to fit to their agenda, and they are the wokest channel that exists out there. That's the problem. That's what needs to be changed, and just axing this morning won't cut it for me.
You are a lawyer. I know you're not practicing, but you are a lawyer, and you had a practice and everything. A lot of allegations are being made about Phillip Schofield. Do you think he's going to launch the mother of all lawsuits?
No, I don't, because I think he's been silenced with a settlement agreement. You know, it's a common tool that we use in the legal world with employees who, when we want to bury scandals, and in my opinion, from what we have seen, you know, there's certain things that come with a settlement agreement. One is a whole load of cash, usually a minimum of 3 months' pay, but it can go up to about 12 months and even further along than that. The rumour is that Phillip has accepted £300,000, which would be 6 months' pay for him. We've then also seen that he has done this glossed-up speech. They both have. There's always an agreed settlement in all of this, where they actually come out and they say, oh, everything's all wonderful, and we have, you know, we've all parted terms amicably. It's not. It's absolute nonsense. And then actually, if you want to go into his current statement, I've got a few things to say about that as well, where he talks about injunctions, and he talks about one situation with one person, but actually what I know is nothing to do with that person. And Phillip has been very careful in his last statement and said, there is no injunction that I know of to do with that relationship. He didn't say there's no injunction for other relationships that he's had as well at ITV, which they could be silencing with a settlement agreement.
Do you think that a ring of legal steel will protect Phillip Schofield for the rest of time, or do you think that some of the allegations, the rumours floating around online will emerge? What do you think is going to happen?
It's difficult, really, because like I say, so I know there are other people at ITV this morning who left very abruptly, young gay men, and went to certain other programmes and then left the channel entirely. So I know that there are other things. They could have also been silenced with a settlement agreement and given an amount of money. And if there's one thing that you don't want to do, is that you don't want to anger ITV lawyers. And if you start talking about it, it will come out, and then they will be on your case for however much they've paid, and also their legal fees too. So there is a chance that this could end up being completely buried. However, I think that what is being covered up is so big. I think at some point some people may go, to hell with it, I'm going to speak the truth and I don't care.
Can you wade into the choppy legal waters of what that big story might be?
I think that there are far more people than what... I can't actually quite believe that all of this speculation is all surrounding one person, one relationship, and that he was unfaithful in his marriage. I don't think it's that. I think that there are far more people out there that have been silenced with various different agreements, and I absolutely believe there are other injunctions in place that the media are not allowed to report on.
Will the truth out, do you think?
It's a tough one, isn't it?
Because Rebecca
I would
Jane,
like to hope so.
We do have this thing now called the internet, don't we? And there's a lot online, and Phillip Schofield and ITV couldn't possibly sue all of them. ITV could. They have a heck of a lot of money. They can do whatever they want. They can tie people up in legal wrangles for years upon years. And when you're dealing with an ordinary person, it's quite easy to silence them when they think they're going to lose their livelihoods, their homes, and, you know, be tarnished with a very unfortunate PR brush. So they could potentially carry on doing it. I don't know in which way that this could all come out, because unless you've got people there saying it happened to me and they all stick together, that could be potentially the only way of it coming out. But those people will be sat there right now thinking that they're on their own, thinking I can't say anything because I will be sued to high heaven, and being very scared of that.
RJ, I've only got a couple of seconds. I've got Kinsey Schofield in the States coming up. She's the only Schofield that's got a telly gig at the moment. Briefly, if you can, you know Phillip Schofield. You've been on that show for 10 years. Were you surprised by these revelations? Tell me about the Phillip that you know, briefly, if you can.
Absolutely not. It's been in the making for years. No, he's an awful person. He tricked me absolutely appallingly, and everything about him and Holly is completely and utterly fake. No, not surprised in the slightest.